besties, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so first of all, I'm so sorry that I didn't post on Saturday, but I kind of needed a little break from filming and editing and all of that stuff because to keep it real, I'm kind of in a creative rut. Like, I don't know what to film. Like, I've hit this point where I honestly don't know what to film because most of my videos are book recommendations, but I don't actually read like a lot of books per week. So every week I don't have like new books to share with you guys. So it's been kind of hard because I do want to like obviously make these kinds of videos, these book recommendations, but at this point I'm just honestly like repeating the books, and there are some books that I totally like love so much and I always talk about them, but I do need to like read more books to share with you guys. So it's gonna take me a while, so I'm kind of in a creative rut a little bit, not really trying to make it work. I don't know what to film, so if you have any ideas for me, please put them down below. But today I thought I would do a different video. It's not a book recommendation, but instead you guys are going to help me. So actually my mom gave me this idea and I was like, perfect, it's perfect. I have a book stack here and I'm going to be like going through them, and you guys are going to tell me which book I should read next. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that I randomly picked out of my bookshelves. Okay, so I don't actually know what the books are about, like I really don't know, so I'm kind of just going to read a little bit of the back of the book and just go through them like that. So the first one, I'm honestly so intrigued with this book, and this one is Dial A for Aunties. And I've heard so many great things about this book, like so many great things, and this is also an author that I hadn't heard before, so it's kind of like a new author for me. And I've heard that it's a like spicy but funny book. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no clue. Okay, so the kind of like the quote that is in the back of the book says, "What happens when you mix one accidental murder with 2,000 wedding guests and then toss in a possible curse on 3 generations of an immigrant Chinese-Indonesian family? You get 4 meddling Asian aunties coming to the rescue." Okay. I also know that this book is going to be, I think, a series. Like, I think there are more books after this one, if I'm remembering correctly, but this looks interesting. Okay, like honestly, 100% honesty here, I never read the back of the book of books. When I buy them, I never read the back of the book. I don't know why, but if I like a cover, I'm going to buy the book. And if someone has told me to buy the book, I'm also going to buy the book. So that's why I'm reading the back of the book for the first time. So yeah, but it looks really interesting. I didn't know that it had like a little bit of thriller, like kind of. Oh my gosh, this actually looks so fun. Okay, now I want to read it. Okay, this is the first one. Let me know if you've read it and tell me in the comments. And all of the books that I'm going to share today are mostly romance because you guys know I love romance. So the next book is actually from an author that I don't really see a lot on Book Talk or Bookstagram. Like, I don't really hear a lot about this author. This is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett, and I honestly love this cover. Like, I know people on the covers, like I know, but this like honestly does not bother me at all. And I remember I picked this up because I saw a TikTok video about this, but I don't remember from who it was. But I just kind of had the sense that I was going to like it. That's why I bought it, but okay. Okay, so the back of the book says, "The one guy Bailey Rydell, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, can't stand is actually the boy of her dreams. She just doesn't know it yet." Classic movie fan Bailey, in quotations Mink Rydell, has spent months crushing on a witty film geek she only knows online as Alex. 2 coasts separate the teens until Bailey moves in with her dad, who lives in the same California surfing town as her online crush. Oh, I like it, okay. Faced with doubts, what if he's a creep in real life, or worse? Bailey doesn't tell Alex she's moved to his hometown or that she's landed a job at the local tourist trap museum. But life is a whole lot messier than in the movies, especially when Bailey discovers those tricky fine lines dividing hate, love, and whatever it is she's starting to feel for Porter. Okay, so Porter is a security guard in the museum, and as the summer months go by, Bailey must choose whether to cling to a dreamy online fantasy in Alex or take a risk on an imperfect reality with Porter. The choice is both simpler and more complicated than she realizes, because Porter Roth is hiding a secret of his own. What? What? Oh. I'm kind of annoyed. Why would you put this in the back of the book? This could be a potential plot twist. What? I'm not gonna say it. I'm honestly not gonna say it because why did I read it? Why did I read this? But yeah, I'm kind of mad now, but I do want to read it. Let me know if you've read Alex approximately, and I'm gonna read it because now I want to. I can't believe I honestly never read the back of the books until I'm gonna pick it up. And that's why I never want to pick them up, because I don't even know what they're about. Okay, that was the second book. The third book, which is very, very popular, is the first book in the series of Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This is the book, and oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite book covers, like favorite of all times. I love the feel to this book, like this book cover, and the entirety of this book cover. I love it. I love the color. It's like a white but creamy white. Love it. Love this. Okay, so I did actually read the back of the book of this book but like months ago, so I don't actually remember what the book is about. So let's read and tell me this. I know this is a very, very popular book, so please tell me down below if I should read it. So it says, I made the wrong choice. Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany. So cool, so cool. But she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she get to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is go back home. But then she is given a journal that her mom had kept when she lived in Italy. Suddenly, Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, art, and hidden bakeries. I love this. Oh my gosh. I love this vibe, like the aesthetic. A world that inspires her along with the ever so charming Ren. I'm supposing Ren is the love interest, to follow in her mother's footsteps and unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It's a secret that will change everything Lena knew about her mother, her father, and even herself. People come to Italy for love and gelato, someone tells her, but sometimes they discover much more. Okay, I'm kind of intrigued now. I love the aesthetic, I love the vibes. I would love to go to Italy. Tell me if it's worth it. I'm getting good vibes. I love it. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this every single week, because honestly, why haven't I read the synopsis of every book that I own? Okay, now the next book. This book is honestly not very popular. I feel like it's not popular. Like, people know about this book, but I feel like it's not like popular, or yeah, it's not like a viral popular BookTok book or Bookstagram. But this is a series, and this is the first book of the series. This is Come Back to Me by Mila Gray, and I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I don't know why it intrigued me so much. Like, I honestly don't know why. And yes, people on the covers, but it kind of gives me like the last song, like the movie vibes. So it says, at 11, Jessa first met Kit Ryan. At 14, her crush began, and now she's fallen in love. Okay, so I'm thinking this is a childhood best friends to lovers. I hope, because I love that trope. A fellow Marine like her brother Riley. Kit is off limits, and Jessa knows better than to give into her feelings for her brother's best friend. Yes! Yes, I love brother's best friend. But when Kit arrives home on a leave for the summer, Jessa can't help but sense a change in him. He's talking to her differently, looking at her differently, touching her differently. Oh, I love this. I love this already. Okay. Kit's tired of hiding his feelings for Jessa. The one girl he can have is the one girl he wants. Risking everything, the two decide to act upon their mutual attraction and embark on a summer romance that eventually blossoms into love. It's wonderful, it's magical, it's perfect. Until Kit redeploys. Neither Kit nor Jessa are ready to say goodbye. They make promises to each other. Jessa will wait for Kit, and no matter how long it takes, Kit will come back to her. Oh my gosh, this is an army love. This looks so heartbreaking, but I want to read it. It seems like it's childhood best friends to lovers, which it kind of is, but it also has the brother's best friend trope. Please tell me this is good. Please, please. Now I want to read every single book, but I have to say, this is my favorite so far. This is the one that I want to read most. Now let's go into the 5th book, which is a book from my favorite author, Say It All With Me, Colleen Hoover. This is the first book in the Slammed series, which is Slammed. This is a very old book by Colleen Hoover. It's I think one of her first books. A lot of people say it's really good, and I honestly don't know what the book is about. I have no idea, but I only bought it because it's Colleen Hoover and I just know I'm gonna love it. But let's see what the book is about. Falling in love can feel like poetry, or it can feel like a slam to the heart. I just know I'm going to cry reading this book because Colleen Hoover just breaks our hearts. Colleen Hoover's romantic, emotion-packed New York Times best-selling debut novel unforgettably captures all the magic and confusion of first love, as two young people forge an unlikely bond before discovering that fate has other plans for them. Following the unexpected death of her father, 18-year-old Lakin? I think I'm pronouncing that correctly? Lakin becomes the rock for both her mother and her younger brother. She appears resilient and tenacious, but inside she's losing hope. Then she meets her new neighbor, Will, a handsome 21-year-old whose mere presence leaves her flustered and whose passion for poetry slams thrills in her. Oh! Not long after a heart-stopping first date during which each recognizes something profound and familiar in the other, they are slammed to the core when a shocking discovery brings their new relationship to a sudden halt. Daily interactions become impossibly painful as they struggle to find a balance between the feelings that pull them together and the forces that tear them apart. Only through the poetry they share are they able to speak the truth that is in their hearts and imagine a future where love is cause for celebration, not regret. So I'm kind of sensing this book leaves in a cliffhanger or leaves sad, because since it is a series, I'm thinking it doesn't have a happy ending. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of putting this book off because I don't want my heart broken, because Colleen Hoover does that to all of us. Okay, I have 2 books left. Okay, so this next book is by an author that I really like, and second of all, I've had so many of you guys tell me that I need to read this book and that it's so freaking good. But this book is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. So the 2 main characters are Rowan and Sarah. Sarah, yeah? Okay, it says, Rowan. I'm in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, 5-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My initial idea of hiring Sarah was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using an alias. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them. Now, that's Rowan's point of view. Now let's read Sarah's point of view. So it says, after submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch? I had to work for the most difficult boss I'd ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secret. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us. Okay, I like the couple. It's giving me spicy vibes. I don't know how to feel about this book, but a lot of people like it, so let me know if I should read it. I'm probably going to read it anyways, but should it be my next read though? Okay, and the last book, which I put last because a lot of you guys have told me to read this book. This book is Archer's Voice. I know I need to read this book. Like, I know, but I don't want to cry. Like, a lot of people have recommended the book to me, but a lot of people tell me that I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to cry. So it says, I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Pelion, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again, but the moment I meet Archer Hill, my entire world tilts on its axis and never rights itself again. Until I trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one. Yet in his whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the ways his hands communicate with me. On me. But this town is mirrored in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive center of it all. So much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. Like, are you gonna tell me that I'm not gonna cry? But okay, if it wins, but I promise, the book that has more comments down below, I'm gonna read. I promise. So yeah, vote. I'm gonna put the list of books down below. Thank you guys for participating. Maybe I will do a reading vlog for the book that wins. Maybe it's Archer Voice, maybe it's the fine print. Let's see. Happy Monday, happy start to the week. I hope you have an amazing week. And I will see you Saturday. Yeah, Saturday or Thursday if you listen to my podcast. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Walking in the street one day, it was Sunday. You with flowers in your hand, you were dancing with your headphones on, didn't care that everyone was watching you moving.